En el judaísmo se dice que quien salva una vida, salva al mundo entero. Pero también quien cambia una vida cambia al mundo entero. Y la bondad de una mujer judía estadounidense cambió la vida de un joven israelí palestino, que nunca había salido de su pueblo y que carecía de oportunidades. Esta mujer, Martha Jacobs, se portó voluntaria para enseñar cada verano inglés en escuelas palestinas. Así aterrizó en el pueblo de Nuseir. Ya que llevaba una linda amistad con su hijo Jack, ella se atrevió a invitar a Nuseir a su casa, en Ohio, durante un mes. Y le propuso visitar Harvard, donde estudiaba otro de sus hijos. Gracias a esta oportunidad y con mucho trabajo, Nuseir se volvió el creador de Nas Daily, y hoy es dueño de la compañía del mismo nombre, con base en Dubái y Singapur. Entrevistamos a Nuseir.
My name is Nasir. I started a channel called Nas Daily. What I do is I make videos and I put them on the internet. And now I'm building a company, a media and a technology company based in Dubai and Singapore. I was a kid at a village in Israel. I was studying, like in high school. Then, I met a couple of Jewish Americans, and they took a chance at me. And they invited me to the United States, and that made me want to apply to Harvard. I applied to Harvard, and I got in. And they were very supportive in that process. It wasn't lonely, and yeah. So I graduated from Harvard, became a software engineer, and at some point, I decided to start making videos. So, basically you could say the beginning of my life happened when I left Israel. When I left Israel to go to study college in the United States. And that was possible because of a Jewish American family. That was my first travel, like by myself. That was the first time I traveled by myself to go to America and visit this Jewish American family.
¿Por qué Marta hizo este acto de bondad? Nuseir mismo no lo entiende.
This is the part that I don't understand, why people do this. But, I became friends with her son, and, every summer they hang out and they do this regularly. So every now and then Martha goes and, she goes and volunteers in Israel to teach people how to speak English. So she does this every year. And when I came along, I became very close friends with her son. And that is when her son invited me. Her son told his mom, and she said, okay. So they brought me over for a month to stay with them and hang out, just be friends, So that was kind of crazy.
¿Qué esperaba encontrar Nuseir en un entorno judío y qué descubrió?
In Israel, I had no Jewish friends. And the first Jewish friends I made were outside of Israel. And I was introduced to their traditions and their cultures. They invited me over to their synagogue. I participated in their Shabbat. I did the whole things with them, and it was really wonderful. So not only did I learn about the American culture, I also learned about the Jewish culture with them in the middle of Ohio.
¿Cómo esta experiencia cambió la forma de pensar del joven palestino?
It changed the way I think. It completely changed the way I look at the world. And it made me really appreciate, other people, Jewish culture. And it just made me, very grateful for somebody to have done this to me.
¿Cuál es la solución de Nuseir para el conflicto israelí-palestino?
I think we need to force people to live with each other. People will not choose to live with somebody they don't like by themselves. Somebody needs to force them. Whether it's cheaper to live with each other, maybe it's better to live with each other. Maybe you make more money if you live with each other. We need to have a reason for why Jews and Arabs needs to live with each other. So, right now, I would say in my village, 100% of us are not Jewish. We have no Jewish people. And that's not okay, you know? If I had the solution, it wouldn't be this easy, you know? I mean, someone would have figured it out 70 years ago. I think the main issue is that people are not trying hard enough. It's easier to not have peace than to have peace. That's the issue, is that it's status quo is easy. Peace is hard. Now, you know, we need to make the status quo hard so peace becomes easier. I've always been a fan of two-state solution. Like we're not going to build one country. I mean, I think that's crazy. So, you know, we need to make a country for the Palestinians, a country for the Israelis, call it a day. Within Israel, 20% are Arab, like me. We stay in Israel. Palestine has its country. We have our own country, and that's it. You know, we become neighbors as opposed to enemies. That's my solution. It's not that innovative. It's not that crazy, but it works. It works.
Los israelíes tienen prohibida la entrada a 20 países. ¿Cómo afectó eso a Nas Daily y cómo lo resolvió?
You know, Israeli passport holders, they cannot go to any, you know, they're banned from 20 countries. And you know, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, if you're Palestinian, if you're Judío, it doesn't matter. And you know, I'm one of them. So because I make videos from all around the world, it's been, you know, it's been kind of difficult to be able to show many countries. And so I ended up having to buy another passport to be able to travel the world.
¿Qué aprenderían los israelíes si pudieran entrar a estos países?
You know, most of these countries, yeah, they ban Israelis, but they don't hate people as much. They don't hate people as much as you think they do. So, you know, I think the world is full of good people who just want to just travel, make new friends, whether it's Jewish, whether it's Muslim, whether it's whatever. Yeah, I know it sounds scary that Bangladesh is a Muslim country that doesn't like Israel, but a lot of people in Bangladesh just don't care. They just don't care, you know?
¿Qué aprenderían estos países de Israel?
There's a lot they could learn, you know? They could learn, you know, there's a lot they could learn about technology. There's a lot they could learn about, you know, computer science in general. I mean, you know, Israel is not perfect, but, you know, they're doing some things right and many things wrong, but they're doing some things right.
¿Qué recomiendan usar a los jóvenes que quieren tener éxito?
To make videos, you have to focus 1,000,000% on what you're doing. And you know, I quit my job and I dedicate my entire life to this. So that's how I was able to do it. It was really hard and I sacrificed a lot for it. But my recommendation is if anybody wants to make videos, anybody wants to tell stories, anybody wants to build a project, you know, they should dedicate 150% of their life to it and be crazy, a psychopath about it. That's the only way to grow. When you're running a marathon, mile 10 to mile 20 is very easy. The hardest is the first 10 miles, but the beginning is very easy. So, you know, commitment. I'm very good with commitment and discipline. So, especially when you commit to something publicly, it becomes much easier to follow up on it. So, you know, I'm also like, you know, you have to be a little bit crazy. You have to be a little bit of a psychopath to be able to do this for 1,000 days and to say no to family, say no to friends. You know, you have to be weird. So ask yourself, are you weird? The more weird you are, the better.
¿Un mensaje para la comunidad judía de México?
I want to say, you know, thank you so much for supporting Nas Daily if you do support Nas Daily. And I hope to visit Mexico one day. I'm excited to visit Mexico and you know, see it again. I've been to Mexico a few times.